Welcome to the thrilling world of the flying runner, brought to you by the Marathon Mates.
Runners, how are we all? Friday, our latest episode just dropped, and hopefully you're getting that lined up for your long run for the weekend, all about the Tokyo Marathon. And as luck would have it, here I am sitting in Shinjuku right now after day one of being here for the Tokyo Marathon. Now, I'm still amazed. I really didn't think that I would get here with all the hiccups around the ankle that I've had. And to be here, I feel really, really good. And I'm just so excited to just have a really good weekend. Just enjoy the weekend, take it for what it is. And hopefully, fingers crossed, get that 6-star medal after the run on Sunday. I'm here with some good friends of the podcast, Stephen and Kim Tudjman. We've caught up with them today. It was great to meet Lisa and Andrew, who are friends of the podcast as well, and big followers of Team Ellis out there on Facebook. It's always good to meet people. And standing in line today, it was good to hear one of the members of the group turn around and say, "I know that voice." And a shout out to Lisa. She listens to the podcast, and thank you, Lisa. We love people that listen to the podcast. And Lisa was at Berlin with us, so hence the reason why she knows both myself and Tim and Tara. So thanks, Lisa. It's always nice to meet someone who's actually listening to the podcast. Travel day yesterday was pretty smooth. Had a non-stop flight, flying Jetstar, a little nervous, but no complaints. It landed, bags were here. What else do you really need? We had some hiccups with our touchscreen entertainment, but at the end of the day, I think we'd already prepped for that, and we had stuff on our iPad, so no major dramas. Weather here at the moment is a pleasant 12 degrees. It was a low of 5 this morning. That's certainly a change from Brisbane. Certainly a change from Brisbane, and really excited to run in weather like this. Race days forecast a low of 1, maximum of 14. So hopefully we can just. It's real challenge here trying to work through what it is that you're actually going to wear on race day. And talking with Stephen Tudjman today, he sort of has the same sort of an issue. We want to be in the crowds early, as you know, and but you want to be warm enough in the crowd. So I think it's 1 degrees at about between 5 and 6 in the morning. We need to be in our crowds by 7:45 at the latest. So maybe 7 o'clock. It's still going to be quite cold. And there are certain protocols you have to follow in relation to wearing a jacket that you're just going to throw away. So they've got to go in the designated bin. So still a little bit to work out there, but it's certainly a pleasant change from the heat in Brisbane, that's for sure. We were asleep by about 11:30 last night. We were pretty relaxed. Check-in was all smooth, so really good day. But you might have seen some of the dramas around social media that happened at the expo. There was a fair bit of bedlam. Long queues, long waits, something like an hour and a half wait just to purchase your stuff through ASICS, let alone trying to grab your stuff. And what was potentially highlighted by some of those posts was some really poor behaviour where people were just grabbing handfuls, armloads of jackets and T-shirts. And and just grabbing what they could. And I'm going to share with you a little bit later on about what that meant today at the expo. So today was a bus tour, and of course our expo visit. We had the tour and lunch. Lunch was a traditional Japanese meal, so I'm feeling that I'm still a little bit hungry from that, but it was okay. Went to the expo just after 2. So all the bedlam and mayhem that we saw yesterday with the early people getting to the expo was nothing. We pretty much walked into where you could walk straight up into the table. The desk that you were designated. So I think there was about maybe 10 people in our line. Kim Tudjman went to the expo yesterday. It took her 45 minutes, she told us, to get to where we were. And then they opened up the 3 desks around us too, because there was only people in desk 2. So it really didn't take long at all. Pretty smooth process. They check that your timer works. You grab some pins at another place because you get magnets if you had put that in at registration. So we've got magnets, but we also got pins because I know we had some dramas with the magnets in Chicago. So I think on Sunday we'll be going back to pins. Now, the other thing that's really interesting here is the IMF are here, and you may have remembered from our episode with Rob De Castella. He was talking about the COVID years and some of those IMF programs where people didn't get to run their international marathon. Some of the runners this year from the IMF are actually running their international marathon. So it's really, really pleasing to see. They're all excited. It's always great to see the IMF. And they're pretty excited and they look good. So it'll be interesting to see how they go on Sunday. But as we walked through the expo today, we went into the ASIC store after registration. And to be honest, this was a really poor look for any sort of sponsor of any major marathon. You just realise how bad things are. So they had 4 or 5 stacks of 6 to 7 stacks of glass shelving, completely empty. They are all the souvenir T-shirts, they are all the limited edition souvenir T-shirts, just empty, just glass shelving, just empty. The only jackets that were available were in like 2 colourways, a navy blue and a light blue, and 2XL and 3XL. So for once, I got lucky, and Sharon bought herself a XXL as well, and hopefully our good friend Carol might be able to take that in, because otherwise it's going to swim on her. But that was it. There probably would have been 50 jackets, if that, on the 2 racks that they had. So, but on a positive, I was thinking about when I was on the way back in the bus. At least all the major jackets that I've got are all different colours, so at least that's something that I see as a bit of a positive. We went to the Abbott 6-star area, and of course we saw our good friend Sarah Cotrana and Terry Frew's name on the board, and I think it should be mandatory that anyone running a major should go to the 6-star board and take a photo of their friend's name. So we posted that today. And of course, Tim and Tara, you'll be in Boston, and hopefully you'll be able to see Sharon and Tony's name, or Anthony's name, as it will be on the board. So you've just heard the new mandatory standard. If your friends' names, you take a photo and you post it. So, but the only downside to the Abbotts was they'd sold out of all their merchandise as well. So they had some really cool 6-star T-shirts and long sleeve T-shirts, and they looked really, really good, but of course they didn't have any. So they have come out in their social media and said that they'll be online with them as soon as possible. They apologise for the sellout, so fingers crossed. But at the end of the day, so many disappointed and frustrated runners around merch, and I really don't know what the answer is, because fundamentally, you've got these brands like New Balance, Asics, Nike, and Adidas that sponsor, are the major sponsors of these majors. And you know, you normally see there was amazing amounts of jackets available in Boston. London 2022 was a bit of a madhouse, but there was still plenty there. When I think to Chicago, plenty of jackets there. So I don't know why Tokyo just seemed, or Asics in particular, just seemed to be the challenging one. And I just don't get it. I just don't get it. And ultimately, you know, some people were trying to explain to me it's all about the brand, it's all about scarcity of the brand, trying to create this must-get mentality. But ultimately, with the amount of frustration and disappointment, it's going to damage the brand. So, just from my aspect. But anyway, that's not for me to fix. But, you know, those fixtures of glass shelving would have been fairly expensive to, you know, either design, make, hire, whatever they do, and they're sitting there empty for 3 of the days of the expo, which I just think is ludicrous. But it's not a good look. I don't know what the answer is. Maybe pre-order your stuff with registration. They've done that with T-shirts in the past, so I can't see why they couldn't make it work with jackets. But it's interesting. And anyway, I've ended up with 2 jackets. So personally, it hasn't been too bad for me. This is the Travelling Fit jacket that we got this year. So the travel companies all got together and created produced their own order based on the amount of people that they had. So this one looks great. It's a navy blue. The one I've got, the official one, is a light blue with yellow. So it looks good. So, you know, relatively happy. But at the end of the day, I think something really needs to happen around merch, especially here at Tokyo. So from what Tim and Tara were saying, very similar last year, they were just sold out day one. So I don't know who benefits from that. So no doubt there is some profiteering happening somewhere with a minority of runners, but you know, at the end of the day, they've got to do something because they're just leaving far too many people frustrated and disappointment. Early to bed tonight, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Friendship run tomorrow. A little bit of logistics to get there, but looking forward to that. Just to shake the legs out, go for a bit of a slow trot around do a 5K, and then obviously carb dinner Saturday night, and then the big day on Sunday. So whatever you're doing this weekend, enjoy your long run and happy running. Hey everyone, it's Saturday night here in Tokyo. Tomorrow's the big race. Really pleased to see we've got Matt and Jai from the IMP. They're running tomorrow, and you may remember episode 5 when we had Robert D. Costello on, and he was talking about the 21 crew who didn't do their international. This is the 21 crew, and tomorrow's their international. Matt, Jai, welcome.
Thanks for having us. Yeah, this is awesome. Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about your stories.
Be
quick. Matt just stole all the show inside, I might just say.
No. I'm an Aranda man from Alice Springs. I'm actually in grad 110 of the Indigenous Marathon Project. Like we were introduced, this will be our first international. This is our we're finishing some unfinished business. When we signed up in 2021, we originally thought we were going to be running New York, but obviously COVID went a bit longer than we'd all wanted. So that got changed, and this is to make up for missing the international. So our first one's Tokyo. So pretty excited to get into it tomorrow and pretty pumped. We've all got different whys about why we do things, and that kind of steers us through and gets us through the end. This one's for my family and a lot of people back home. to really show stepping up out of your comfort zone is a good thing, and working hard and surrounding yourself with good people, which is what the Indigenous Marathon Project has been able to do for me. It's surrounded me with some amazing people. Like this one here to the side of me, who's the real one who stole the show in there earlier. So so I'll pass over to Jai because
My name's Jai. I'm a Nyikinaru woman living on Larrakia country up in Darwin. I'm grade 115. In the past year, I've become a mum, so my why is for my daughter Lyra and my husband Jack, who have been amazing on this crazy postpartum journey with me, and to all the mums who are on a crazy postpartum journey with all the things we didn't expect would be happening. And it's a celebration of our 2021 squad, us all ticking our international marathons off, and a big shout out to our head coach Damien Tuck.
Tucky!
Who, even though he's not the head coach anymore, we still won't leave you alone.
So, expectations tomorrow?
Crying?
No, you promised. No, Jai promised she was not going to cry. She. I think, like, if anything to go by, like, just since being here in Tokyo, it's been pretty amazing. The atmosphere, the culture, it's really pumped up what it's all about, and being able to be part of the Travelling Fit and meet awesome people. It's
Flying runners.
Yeah. So it's just like, I think I'm just going to get out there and really enjoy it, and work hard, because that's what it's all about. We all got to put the work in. Deeks likes to use the marathon as a metaphor for life. You've got to push through, you've got to work hard. There's going to be ups and downs, but it's about getting through those downs and realising how strong you are. So I think I'm just going to be riding all the waves tomorrow. The pumped up about having 38,000 people running with us, rather than the 20 that it was in Alice in 2021 in a midnight marathon, which we all struggled a lot with. So I'm just going to be enjoying the vibes and feeding off that, and hopefully run strong tomorrow.
Just finish, have fun, embrace all the high fives. I've mapped it out that Eliud Kipchoge and I will cross paths at one point, so I will be reaching for that high five.
All right, that's awesome. That is awesome. Now, you may notice I am one of the lucky few in Tokyo that actually got a race jacket, so just,
It's pretty
I just had to showcase that.
We're a bit jelly. We're very jealous.
6 stars is pretty impressive.
They get all the IMP cool gear, mind you. So absolutely.
Thanks,
well,
Asics.
guys, best of luck tomorrow. Let's get there and make it happen, eh? What do you reckon?
Yeah, I'm keen.
Get it
All right,
done.
thank you. Yeah, thanks for having us as well on
Thanks,
the
Mike.
flying.
No, well,
Yeah.
when all this settles, because my co-hosts are doing Boston coming
wow.
up.
Wow.
So once they get through Boston, we might do an IMP celebration. We'll get Joel Etherington back on. We'll get Aisha on the show again.
Yeah.
And these two, what do you think? So that'll be awesome. So good night from Tokyo. Next time you'll hear us, we'll either be ecstatic or we'll be celebrating, won't
Pumped
we?
up.
Absolutely.
Some new jewellery.
Good night, guys.
Bye.
No, thanks.